My name is Katie Castillo-Wilson. I am the founder and CEO of Tap On It. Born and raised here in the Quad Cities, and I graduated from Pleasant Valley High School. My kids are graduating from Pleasant Valley High School, and I'm a big fan of the Quad Cities. When I heard I was nominated for this award, I was extremely surprised and honored. It's just been such an amazing thing to watch the Athena Awards over the years, and now to be able to be named with all of these amazing women in the Quad Cities is something that I had actually hoped for someday in the future, so I'm really excited to be here. Measuring and defining success, I think, is something that can be done in many, many different ways, and success can come in little wins to watching our development team roll out new products that we've been working on for months, to winning big accounts. But then there's also the wins like my son going to college, and watching my daughter grow into the amazing woman she's become. And I don't know that there is one definition, because it comes in all different sizes. I think the most difficult part of being a leader, and some of the most difficult decisions we've had to make, really have come in this past year and a half. Most people know our company for Tap On It deals, which we send out great offers for restaurant, retail, and entertainment businesses here in the Quad Cities and all over the country. And when the pandemic hit, a lot of those businesses were closed, and so we took a hard hit to our business and our revenue as well. And so unfortunately we had to deal with pay cuts and layoffs, and we had to think quickly. We had to pivot. We came up with new ways to generate revenue. We built out new products. There were a lot of hard decisions along the way, a lot of hard conversations along the way. And all of those tough conversations and decisions will help us be a better Tap On It moving forward. I love giving advice to young women whenever I have an opportunity, especially if it comes to moving forward in a career, launching a business. My first piece of advice is lean in, speak up, support each other. This is not junior high anymore, right? Like, there's no need to be catty. There are amazing women all over the place, and the more we work together and support each other, the further we're gonna get. The other thing would be to just ask. Right? Ask for it, whether it's a promotion or a raise or millions of dollars when you're out raising funds. If you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. So don't hold back. If there's something that you see ahead of you that you want, that can help you get to the next level in your career or your life, just ask. I've been told many times throughout the years that being a female Hispanic tech startup founder in Iowa wasn't going to work. And I'm proud to have done this from the Quad Cities, and I'm proud of the team we've built and the careers we've been able to help people grow. And I hope that someday in the future, I'm able to help other women in the Quad Cities and elsewhere grow businesses and take their ideas to the next level.
My name is Juliette Christensen. I am the Director of Product Strategy and Development at Royal Neighbors of America. This year is my 30th anniversary with the organization. I am also a volunteer board member and outcall advocate with Family Resources. I married my high school sweetheart, Leaf. We have 2 sons, Zachariah and Ethan, a daughter-in-law, Kara, and a grandpuppy, Austin. I was honored to be recognized and join such a great group of women leaders in the community. I was really touched that someone had thought of me and taken the time to write the nomination. And then once I was actually selected, I was beside myself that I was joining this group of great women leaders in our community. I think I demonstrate integrity, transparency, continuous growth, and optimism. Success to me is being respected in the field that you're in and being able to see your contribution to the mission and vision of your organization. I think the greatest lesson I've learned in my career is how to eat an elephant. No matter how insurmountable something may seem, if you take it step by step, milestone by milestone, or bite by bite in the case of an elephant, before you know it, you'll achieve your goal. I think one of the most difficult things about being a leader is knowing when to abort the mission. You find something that you're passionate about, you spend a lot of time and energy bringing everyone along with you, and then you realize that something is no longer possible. And then you need to pivot and continue to bring everyone along with you, and sometimes that can be really difficult. I would tell younger women to learn all you can about the business you're in, become a well-rounded employee, and take chances on opportunities. You never know when and where you might find something you're going to be passionate about. If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would give myself 3 pieces of advice. Dream bigger, don't sweat the small stuff, and you got this. If I could have dinner with any 4 people, it would be my family. Leaf, Zach, Kara, and Ethan. They are my purpose, and I love to spend as much time with them as I can.
I'm Katie Marchek, Chief Financial Officer for Unity Point Health Trinity. I grew up in the Quad Cities, graduated high school here, and went on to pursue a degree in accounting. When I graduated from college, I knew I wanted to return to the community to begin my career in public accounting. It was through that work that I discovered a passion for healthcare and joined the Unity Point Health team over 16 years ago. And now my husband and I are proud to be raising our family in the Quad City community too. I was so excited that the person that nominated me, my leader, Bob Erickson, he was actually able to call me to tell me that I was being recognized for this award. And it's so great to hear personally from him versus just getting an email. Lots of feelings of excitement, certainly a lot of self-pride, but most of all, very humbled to be recognized in this manner. I think one of the most important traits for myself as a leader is really being authentic, understanding and knowing my people, that they're humans first, really having them get to know me as well. I think you would hear that my team knows that I'm willing to roll up my sleeves and stand side by side with them and do whatever it takes really to get the work done that needs to be done every day. As I think about some of the hardest decisions that I've had to make as a leader, I really would reflect on the last 18 months. I'm a leader in healthcare. The pandemic has really impacted us in a very meaningful way. And so as I look at how we've had to come together as a team and make really hard decisions with information that was ever changing, and really do right by our team, by our community, and by our patients, it certainly has been the most difficult and challenging time in my career, watching people forever changed by this pandemic. So I'm asked a lot of younger women that want to grow in leadership what my best piece of advice is. And I typically will say this, say yes when you can. Not in an overcommittal sort of way, and certainly not into areas that you're uncomfortable. But if an opportunity for a new role or a project that really wasn't on your radar comes your direction and you can say yes, you really should. That's been a really beneficial part of my career and my ability within just 2 employers to have a lot of different opportunity to learn and to grow and to continue to bring value every day. The dinner question is a very personal one for me. Our children came to us through international adoption. So if I could choose 4 people to sit down to dinner with, it would be myself and my husband, along with the 3 birth mothers of my children. Would love for them to understand how blessed we feel that really hard decisions that they made in their life really were our ability to start and continue to grow our family. And would love to be able to express to them that their babies have turned into some pretty amazing human beings and really just show them a lot of love and respect.
My name is Jasmine Newton. I'm a mom, wife, daughter, sister, friend, attorney, small business owner, social advocate, mentor, and community leader. I felt extremely honored when I received the news that I would be receiving this recognition. And it's humbling, and I feel very proud to see my name alongside the name of the other women that are so inspiring and successful and that are leaders in this community. The way I measure and define success really depends on the day. Sometimes it's a big goal, like graduating law school with honors or starting your own business. Other days, it's as simple as getting up in the morning, managing not to put your shirt on backwards, and showing up to work. In all seriousness, I think success can be defined by every individual differently and what they believe it is. I measure success personally as the distance traveled, seeing where I started versus where I am today, and looking forward to where I'll be tomorrow. The first piece of advice I would give to my younger self is to plan, set your goals, and then execute. And then it's important to go backwards and say, well, what do I need to do to achieve those goals? Having that plan and structure will help reach those goals without a lot better than without having it. The second thing I would advise my younger self actually came to mind last night as I was scrolling through social media, and I saw a post by a friend of mine, Ladrina Wilson. Her post stated, "Ready is not a feeling, it is a choice." How often do we stop ourselves from doing something because we don't feel like we are ready? Thinking back, I know that we need to make a choice to just move forward. There's never that perfect time or perfect moment. We just have to make the decision to move forward. Our decisions will determine our destiny. The third piece of advice I'd give myself is to start my circles of influence sooner. That means start building relationships with people who are successful and people who encourage you to be successful, people who help empower you. I wish I would have started building those circles a lot sooner. I think one of the hardest things about being a leader is learning when to say no. It's really hard to say no because I care, but there's only so many hours in the day. And I think the most difficult part is knowing when to say no, knowing when to know the limit. We can't just be everywhere at once, and we need to learn those limits. Advice I would give to young women to be successful in their careers would be that success is failing over and over and over again until you meet your goal. And then you do it all over again. See, it's about not giving up. It's about perseverance, it's about determination. It's being a college dropout, but then going back to school 5 years later and then eventually graduating law school with honors.
My name is Monica Smith. I am the Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and Chief Diversity Officer at Augustana College. I am a mother of 3 adult children and 3 grandchildren. I'm also on several boards in the Quad Cities, the Martin Luther King Center, the Putnam Q2030, and so I really enjoy just being able to be of service to people and to the community. I think I was nearly speechless when I found out that I was nominated. It was completely unexpected, so of course I was surprised. And after that, there was just a wealth of emotions. Just so humbled by the fact that I would have been nominated and grateful that I was selected as an honoree. Very grateful and thankful to the people who nominated me and for Women Lead Change for selecting me as an honoree. I think success can be measured in a number of ways, and I like to think about success incrementally. I think about the steps that it takes to get to an end goal, to complete a particular task, what I call mini missions. And because I think if you prioritize and partialize what your task is, then you're always successful along the way. Either you've accomplished the goal or you've learned a lesson. And to me, both of those things are successful. The most difficult decisions that I have to make are those that have the potential to impact people adversely. Those are the decisions that are not made lightly. My advice to other women, especially younger women, would be to take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. And for me, the times that I have taken advantage of opportunities, whether it seemed like it fit in the moment or had everything to do with where I was and what I was doing or nothing to do with it, I recognize it as an opportunity and I developed my knowledge base, I developed my skills, and now all of those things are coming together. It's a wonderful kind of collision, if you will, of all the things that have come together and the opportunities that I really took advantage of early on. Greatest lesson I've learned in my career, well, I'm still learning. I am mid-career and midlife, and I think what's emerging for me is the importance of self-care. I am a mother and a grandmother, part of the sandwich generation, so I cared for my parents for a period of time. These last few years have been challenging for all of us, and that has helped me to rethink and to reset a bit. So I'm at a point in my life where Monica is finally taking center stage of her own life.
I'm Sarah Stevens, and by day, I'm the interim CEO at the Project of the Quad Cities. I'm also the founder of the beautiful project. I'm a wife to a wife and a mom to 3 teens. And then by night and a little bit on the weekends, I'm an aspiring writer, which is what I want to be when I grow up, actually. The way I measure and define success has changed quite a bit over the course of my career. I think in my 20s and early 30s, I was measuring success by way of achievement and promotion and title. Today, I measure and define success by the amount of freedom I have in the life that I'm living, and then by extension, the way I invite other people to that same kind of freedom. That's successful to me. The greatest lesson I've learned in my career is that the world is more than it used to be when I am all of me in it. And so it is entirely about understanding that I don't need to shrink to fit, that I too get to take up space here. What I know about leading people is that people appreciate being seen and feeling safe. And so when I lead, those are the two things that are most important to me. It's whether or not you feel safe with me, and then on the other side of us interacting, do you feel seen? And I know time and time again that when people feel safe and seen, they show up as the best version of themselves. And so I don't know if it's a value, but that's the environment I want to create for the people that I lead. I think the most difficult part of being a leader is creating culture. It's the thing that everyone says that they want to do. They want to create a person-centered culture. But truly, creating a person-centered culture requires you to interact with people, and people are hard. You know, I think in the course of my career, I've often gotten this reputation for being just a people person, and that always makes me laugh a little because actually, like, financials are easy. Money follows rules. Quality is easy, that's process and procedure, but people are hard. But I also think that people are really worth it in the end, and it's okay to have some hard things along the way. If I could have dinner with any 4 people, I'd actually pick 3, and they are 3 people who are still very much alive. They're my own 3 teenage children, but I would set the clock back to when they were about maybe 10 to 12 years old. And I would want it to be like an average Tuesday night with spaghetti and garlic bread. And the difference being I would want to be aware that it was the last time that I had them this way. That's the most difficult thing I think about being a parent. You never know your last time is your last time. So I would give myself back the gift of having the last time with them.